Welcome to the Ultimate Horror Movie Quiz Part 2. In Part 1, you left your feedback and I've taken it on board, so there's going to be a few more questions, 30 in total, and you'll get a bit longer to answer each question, giving you 20 seconds. If you need even longer than that, simply pause the video. As for the answers, I will be giving them at the end. So let's not waste time, let's get on with the quiz. Question 1 is, in which horror film would you hear the iconic line, "They're here"? Question 2. In Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees, he terrorises campers around which lake? Question 3. What happens to Nancy's mother in the final moment of A Nightmare on Elm Street? Question 4. In The Strangers, the killers are asked, "Why are you doing this?" What was their response? Is it because you were home, because it's fun, because it's something to do, or because Satan told us to? Question 5. Kevin Bacon plays Val McKee in which 1990 movie? Question 6. In the movie The Ring, what does Sadako, I hope I'm saying that right, what does she emerge from before climbing out of the telly? Question 7. In the first Paranormal Activity, what relevant object is captured on video catching fire? Is it a crucifix, Ouija board, television, or Bible? Question 8. Which film from 1987 stars Jack Nicholson, Cher, Susan Sarandon and Michelle Pfeiffer as three single women who experiment with some powers? Question 9. How does Danny trick Jack in the snowy hedge maze pursuit? Question 10. Which horror icon has the highest body count out of Chucky, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, and Jason Voorhees? Now for the next 5 questions, can you guess the horror films from a single screenshot? Starting with number 11. So what is this film from the single screenshot? Question 16. What is the name of the pop-up storybook in The Babadook? Babadook. "17. What is the name of the film featured in Scream 2, which is based upon the murders in Scream?" "18. In which movie would you meet a zombie called Bub?" Question 19. How does Hannah's dad become infected in 28 Days Later? There's 10 questions left. Let me very quickly take this opportunity to say, if you are enjoying this quiz and would like to support the channel, there's loads of simple ways you can do so that make a huge difference. Clicking like, subscribe, the bell button, commenting below, all these things they help a small channel like mine slowly grow into a bigger one. It honestly does mean a lot. So question 20. What is the name of Leatherface's family? Is it Sawyer, Hooper, Henkel or Klein? Question 21. Who directed The Birds? Which of these is not a George A. Romero film? Is it Dawn of the Dead, Return of the Living Dead, The Crazies, or Bruiser? In what film were two Americans told by the locals in The Slaughtered Lamb to stay on the road? Question 24. Which Oscar-winning actor played a cross-dressing killer in the movie Dressed to Kill? Question 25. Which movie has the tagline, "We dare you to say his name 5 times"? And no doubt we all did this. Question 26. What is the name of the motel in the movie Psycho? How many people died in the movie The Babadook? Sorry, I can't help it. Which of these horror movies did John Carpenter not direct? Christine, Friday the 13th, The Fog, or Halloween? Which insect-themed monster did Jeff Goldblum play in the 1986 movie? And your final question, number 30, it can also be used as a tiebreaker question. How many millions of books has Stephen King sold worldwide? Roughly. And that's your questions. We'll do the answers in a sec. I'll give you a quick moment if you would like to switch your papers with someone else in your household. And let me just quickly say as well, if you would like to do part 1 of this quiz, and there's loads of other quizzes on the channel as well, please do subscribe and check those out. So question 1 was, "There here is the iconic line from what horror movie?" It was Poltergeist. 2. In 1980's Friday the 13th, hockey mask wearing, machete wielding Jason Voorhees, he terrorizes the campers around which lake? It was Crystal Lake. 3. What happens to Nancy's mother in the final moment of A Nightmare on Elm Street? She is pulled through the door. Number 4. In The Strangers, the killers are asked, "Why are you doing this?" What was their response? And the answer is, "Because you were home." It was that simple. That was actually quite a terrifying moment. Number 5. Kevin Bacon plays handyman Val McKee in which 1990 film? It was Tremors. Question 6. What does Sadako, again if I'm saying that wrong I do apologise, what does she emerge from before crawling out of the TV? It is a well. In the first Paranormal Activity, what relevant object is captured on video catching fire? It was a Ouija board. Number 8. Which film from 1987 stars Jack Nicholson, Cher, Susan Sarandon and Michelle Pfeiffer as 3 single women who experiment with some powers? It is The Witches of Eastwick. Number 9. How does Danny trick Jack during the Snowy Hedge Maze pursuit? He follows the footprints backwards. Number 10. Which horror icon has the highest body count out of Chucky, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees? It is Jason Voorhees by quite a large number. With the next 5 questions, I said, can you guess the horror film from the single screenshot? 11, the answer was Us. 12 was A Quiet Place. 13 was 1931's Frankenstein. 14 was The Evil Dead. And 15 was Invasion of the Body Snatchers back in 1978. 16. What is the name of the pop-up storybook from the Babadook? I'm going to try not to say the voice. It is Mr. Babadook. 17. What is the name of the film featured in Scream 2, which is based upon the murders in Scream? The answer is Stab. 18. In which film do you meet a zombie called Bub? And the answer to that is Day of the Dead. 19. How does Hannah's dad become infected in 28 Days Later? Blood drops in his eye. 20. What is the name of Leatherface's family? It is Sawyer. 21. Who directed The Birds? It is the legend that is Alfred Hitchcock. 22. Which of these is not a George A. Romero film? Out of Dawn of the Dead, Return of the Living Dead, The Crazies and Bruiser, and the answer is Return of the Living Dead. 23. In what film were 2 Americans told by the locals in The Slaughtered Lamb to stay on the road? The answer is American Werewolf in London. 24. Which Oscar-winning actor played a cross-dressing killer in the film Dressed to Kill? It was only Michael Caine. That was supposed to be an impression, that was a terrible one. 25. What horror movie has the tagline, "We dare you to say his name 5 times"? And the answer is Candyman. Surely at some point we have all stood in the mirror and done that. Question 26. What is the name of the motel in Psycho? It is Bates Motel, and I had the pleasure of going past that when I did the studio tour in LA, and oh my god, gave me goosebumps. 27. How many people died in the film The Babadook? 0. None. Does it make it any less terrifying? Not at all. 28. Which of these horror movies did John Carpenter not direct? Out of Christine, Friday the 13th, The Fog and Halloween, and the answer is Friday the 13th. 29. What insect-themed monster does Jeff Goldblum play in the 1986 movie? It is, of course, a fly. And your final question, which can also be used as a tiebreaker, roughly how many millions of books has Stephen King sold worldwide? And the answer is 350 million. So if you've got the same score as someone else in your household or whoever you're playing with, then whoever gets the closest number is the winner. Simples. Thank you so much for taking part in this quiz. As I say, there's loads more like it on the channel, so please do check them out. And how did you do? Of course, let me know in the comments below. It's always a pleasure. I bloody love you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.